All right, people, what's up, everyone, and welcome to another video. And this is going to be something a little bit different. I don't normally do this, but I thought, you know what? They just announced season 2 is happening. Let's talk about stuff that I would like to see. And when I say we, I mean me. What I would like to see in the second season of Castlevania Nocturne, of course. And maybe this will be something I will do in the future when, like, seasons of shows that I'm watching ended. You know, maybe we'll do that in the future. But I really wanted to talk about, because I never did a review for Castlevania Nocturne. I'm glad I didn't, because I'm just like, I like to stew on things a little bit longer than most. Like, I used to do reviews immediately after I watched something, and then I would always go like, yeah, but then I let it stew, and I really thought about it. I haven't watched like any videos about Castlevania Nocturne. I haven't really seen many. Like, I feel like this show was like everybody either liked it or they didn't like it, and that was pretty much it. I didn't see anybody really make videos about it. I haven't seen any reviews besides the ones I read on Rotten Tomatoes. So I haven't really seen like a lot of critical thought on this when it comes to like negative, besides for the obvious like little tweets I would randomly see here and there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about like videos, like, or even like even negative reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think it has a single one. But I did have some major problems with Castlevania Nocturne season 1. I still enjoyed it. If you watch my reactions, if you watch them, which you don't need to, you probably shouldn't, because they're you know, it's me going cartoon, you know. So maybe you shouldn't watch them. But I enjoyed it, but I had problems. Throughout all 8 episodes, I had pretty much a problem, at least 1 or 2 per episode. I'm pretty vocal when it comes to if I have a problem with something, okay? And you know, sometimes people don't like that. I get it, especially if they're excited to watch a reaction. What the hell was that? What the hell was that beep? I know what that beep was. I have a thing in my closet that makes a beep sometimes. Don't worry about it. It's my pacemaker. Anyway, and again, people are looking for reactions, and they want to be like, you know, get that secondhand high off of reactions. Like, oh yeah, that's good. Ooh, baby, I like when someone else is excited. I love that too. I really do. But so you get upset when someone's like criticizing the thing you love. I get it. I just had problems, and I have problems with a lot of shows I watch sometimes. You know, a lot of Disney stuff, especially. But yeah, my main problems with Castlevania Nocturne relied heavily on the pacing and the character work. So I thought it'd be fun just to talk about what I would like to see in season 2. Just 5 quick things. Some of these are specific, some of these are not as specific. As we get closer and closer to season 2 actually coming out, I'll maybe even have more. So maybe we'll do another video. Maybe after the trailer comes out for season 2, we'll do a video or something, or maybe I'll even talk about it in the reaction. But I love the first series. I love it. My reactions are, I think, mostly still up. I think the first 2 seasons are, yeah, I think even seasons there. I have to repost them, but most of them, I mean, all the YouTube versions are still up, so you can still like sync it up with me if you want to watch. But I watched them since they came out. Every season. The first season, pretty much the day it came out, all 4 episodes I watched, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the entire series immensely. I really did. Even season 3, which I know people criticize, I enjoy it. I like the slower pace there. I wish the pace in Nocturne was a little slower, personally. But let's talk about what I would like to see in season 2. Okay, so there's gonna be some spoilers here. First off, I'm just gonna get right to it. I just brought it up. The pacing. The pacing in Castlevania Nocturne is way too fast. I talked about this before. In the first season, I like to consider it like a prologue more so than the first season of Castlevania, the original anime series, or whatever you want to call it. It's in the style of anime, so we can call it animated series. How about that? We took all 4 episodes to get to know these characters and slowly see them get together. And like, so and there's only 3 main characters to see them grow and get and actually meet each other. We don't even get to see real interactions between Alucard and Sypha and Trevor. They fight, and then the season ends. That's the end. So we don't even get to see that, but it takes its time. We get to see Trevor do his thing. We get to see Sypha do their thing, and you can see that the bickering between them. You can already immediately tell there's something between them. Even if you don't know the lore, you immediately feel like, oh, there's something between these two. You can already feel it. Here it takes 20 minutes until the entire cast is together. It's so quick in Nocturne. We have 5 characters, and all 5 of them are already together towards the end of the first episode. And I would like to remind you, if you watch Nocturne, the first 8 minutes of that episode is a flashback. Oh, that's my AC. the first 8 minutes of that episode is a flashback to what happened with Richter and his mother. So really, it takes about maybe 15 minutes. Let's say it's like a 25-minute episode. I think it's around there if you don't count the credits. It takes about 15 to 17 minutes until everybody's together. Way too quick. And I get it, they had 8 episodes, but I feel like at least wait until the second episode to get them all together. You know what I mean? They're all together, and then the second episode they bond a little bit, but not really. And it's just too fast. It really is. Like it's too fast, and I feel like it needed to slow down. It needed 2 more episodes at least of just like just to cool down the breakneck pace. I know some people probably like that the pace was so quick, but it just gave me nothing when it came to the characters. So really, the pace is a problem, but my bigger problem than the pace was the character interactions. They are, I just don't feel for these characters as much as I immediately did with Trevor and Sypha and Alucard in the first, let's say the first season, the first couple, like it's only fair to like compare it by how many episodes. So let's say the first 8 episodes of Castlevania. So the first 4 for season 1, and then the first 4 for season 2. Or all 4 for season 1 and the first 4 seasons. I immediately like these characters. I want to see them prevail. And even the villains, Dracula, the first thing we see is Dracula bonding with a human and then immediately losing that human, and you feel for him, you understand him, and he's a complex character. Here we don't really get that from the villains. We don't get that from the main characters. The most I was intrigued by something happening was with a character named Edouard, who, spoilers again, like I said, turns into a night creature, which that's already a problem right there, because night creatures aren't supposed to have their own like thoughts or whatever. They can talk about like their past, kind of, which we got to see with Isaac in season 3, I believe. Maybe that was season 4. It was season 3 or 4. I think it might have been 4. With some of the night creatures, but they don't break the rules, you could say. They serve their master. Here that doesn't happen. Immediately Edouard becomes a night creature and attacks Annette in 3, but then actually saves Annette. He's supposed to attack Annette and everybody else, but he saves her because they have a strong past. I get that, but it's just like it just already kind of breaks the rules there. But his character was still the most intriguing to me at first, and then pretty much what they do with him is nothing. He sings a lot, which I know a lot of people were annoyed by, which the singing wasn't even like amazing. I don't think it was fine. You know, I was like, whatever. It didn't really even bother me that much, as much as everybody else. But his like, when it comes to just an idea about a character, him turning into a monster, but his humanity's still there and he's fighting through it, kinda, but he's still confused on what's going on. You know, that was more interesting than pretty much everything else. Like, I know a lot of people will say Annette is the most interesting, but really, I don't even care about Annette that much from the lore. She's barely a character. She's a love interest to Richter. She's captured, and I think she's a mage too. That's about it, or sorceress or speaker or whatever. But that's about it. She's just a town girl he met, and they fell in love, and that's it. There's more to her, I'm sure, but like for the most part, from what I know about her, whatever. I'm so confused why they even called her Annette. Like, really, why not call her something else? It's like they were asking for people to dislike this character immediately. And maybe that was really the point. I was just like, all right, well, let's just upset some people. I didn't care. I was like, all right, whatever, that's Annette. That's going to upset some people. That's pretty much what I said in the trailer. I didn't care. As long as the character's strong, and I just don't think she is. Like, her backstory is tragic, sure, but like, it's one of those backstories where like you could just add it to any character and it's tragic, you know what I mean? Like same thing with Richter. Oh, he lost his mom. Okay, sure, but that doesn't make the character strong. I'm sorry. It makes you feel a little bit of sympathy, but then when like Annette is like talking down to Richter and all these other people and stuff, I'm just like, I get it, but I just don't like you. I just don't like watching you. And I didn't really care much about her story, honestly. Like not the slavery portion, but like the wanted to revolt, and she has the god powers and stuff. I didn't care. I really didn't. So the main reason I feel that way is because we didn't have enough character interactions. We didn't. Like, there's a point later in the show where Richter and Annette, obviously they're building up some kind of a romance there, but they shared maybe 2 or 3 scenes where they talked to each other before that. There's even the scene that I thought was awesome where Richter unleashes his magic again. And the last thing that flashes in his face was Annette, which I think was very weird. It should have been, if anybody, his mother, and then he unleashes his powers. That would make more sense. But Annette being the last face he sees, like Maria makes more sense, and Tara, he lived with them for years. That makes sense. Tara's like a mother to him, and Maria's like a sister to him. So that makes more sense. Annette, he's known for approximately 12 seconds, and him flash like, oh, Annette. It's just like they took the lore and went like, well, everybody wants them to be, romantically involved because they are in the game. So that means it's like one of those things where like in comic book movies where like you're just supposed to like these characters because they are based on comic characters. You know what I mean? Like I'm supposed to like this version of Mary Jane Watson because it's Mary Jane Watson, and like I like you need to get me to like this version of that character before you just say, well, you like her because you liked her in the past. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, but Annette is also a weak character anyway. So in the source, and she's not supposed to be a big character anyway. It's whatever. Point is that they could have made a new character there. And the interactions, I just want to see stronger character interactions in season 2. Hopefully that happens, especially with the reveal of Alucard at the end of the first season. Hopefully we at least get Alucard to slap some heads and tell them, hey, fucking come on. It's like Alucard, I like that Alucard will be in season 2. And maybe that will, going to my third thing I wanted to see, lead into the source being more, just keeping closer to the source in any form, because this season doesn't really almost at all. Like really, Richter's not the same character, and that's not the same character. Maria's not the same character. If you play Rondo of Blood, Maria's like she's a magician, sure, and she uses animals, but like she personality wise completely different. Also, I thought the whole revolution kind of thing was kind of like just thrown in there and also not used enough, and also just not very interesting too. So maybe just like pivot away from that a little bit maybe in the next one. Like you could still have the obviously French Revolution, the big part of the story, but like maybe just like don't focus on it as much, which they didn't really focus on the revolution that much, but they focused on Maria being a revolutionary a little bit too much. You know what I mean? Like I actually kind of like Maria's character. I like watching all the cutscenes from Rondo of Blood. Some people think she has a really annoying voice, and I'm like, you know what, sure, she kind of does. The voice acting's not great, unsurprising, but I liked her character. She's like wide-eyed and like, I don't know, she's fun, where I don't think Maria's very fun in here. I think she's kind of annoying. I feel like that for most of the characters, like even Richter like is kind of annoying, but I would like it to keep closer to the source. It's not gonna happen, but that would be nice. So far I would like the pace to be a little bit slower. I want more character interactions that are actually strong. Well written would be nice too. Obviously, this is things that any story should have. And I wanted to keep closer to the source. This is another one right here. I would love for Richter to have more to do. Just, Richter was like, look at this poster. Every poster for this is Richter. Look, Richter, Belmont. Yeah. And he is sidelined through most of the first season. 100%. If you don't agree, I don't know what fucking show you watch. Because sure, he might be there in the background or even in the forefront, but he's not doing much. The focus is on Annette and even Maria and the revolutionary stuff. Sorry, I have like a tickle on my throat. I'm take a sippy. This is going on way too long. But I just wanted, I don't know, I just wanted more Richter. I'm sorry. Like the episode 6 was the first time where I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? And after that, I mean, he has a cool moment in episode 7, but that's about it, really, for Richter. I mean, I get he's still young, and he won't become the strongest Belmont out there until later, which in the lore he already was, but still. We're not really keeping to the lore that much, it seems like. So, yeah, I just want Richter to do more, because I liked the little moments of Richter. I like the voice. The voice actor does a really good job. I don't know. And I really like that moment in season 6. I mean, episode 6, sorry. All right. And that's number 4. I just want more Richter stuff, honestly. Like, I feel like everybody else had more of a chance to shine, and Richter just didn't really. He had that one moment, but like, and that had many moments throughout. I don't know. I feel like, even that part in the trailer, which I like, where he's just like, who's fucking next? Immediately after, he's like, he runs away. I'm like, I get it in the moment. It didn't really bother me in the moment, but thinking more about it, I'm just like, I don't know. And then, like, the next episode starts off with him crying and stuff, and then we don't even come back to him for almost 20 minutes. I'm like, this should have been his episode 6, and cool. It ends really cool, and it's a good ending, but, I don't know. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was episode 5. That ends cool too with the introduction to Juiced Belmont, which by the way I just got. Can I just show this real quick? Here we go. I just got this in the mail. That's Juiced right there. Anyway, so yeah, I'm very I don't know. I'm hopeful for the next season. But my last thing, and this is way more specific, and this is going to be member berries fully, but I'd be okay with it. Maybe not member berries. This is actually would tie into the plot in some form. I would actually like for Castlevania Nocturne to open up with this. It would be kind of cool. Just a straight up Alucard flashback. Just show us what Alucard was doing throughout the 300 years. I would even say this is probably going to be a perfect time to have Easter eggs. You know, like there's been plenty of things that should have happened between Nocturne and Castlevania in the lore, which would have been nice. I won't say what just in case, but there would have been a nice, I mean, that's a big few hundred years right there, or a couple hundred years at least. So it would be nice to see that, but I would love to see what happened like pretty much right after. Would they follow the plot of what happens to Sypha and Trevor in the games? And will we see it through Alucard's eyes through like a flashback of some sort? Or it doesn't need to be a flashback. It could just be a scene where we see that and stuff. And we can even see like him throughout the years, even getting more and more, I don't know, sullen. I'd rather not see. I mean, we were kind of saw that season 3. Please don't. I don't want that again. But you know, see him do things. I don't know. But maybe he went to sleep for a little while and just woke up. I don't know. But yeah, I would like to see what happened. I would love a la carte flashback. So that's just some stuff. There's more things we could talk about, but this was kind of a review of Castlevania Nocturne. It wasn't really supposed to be, but the animation's spectacular. That stuff is going to be the same. There's that beep again. But it's just one of those things where I just wish, I don't know. I just wish it was more like Castlevania, I guess. Really, that's like, and not even just the games. I'm fine with it not being like the games exactly. I'm okay with that as long as you give me something great or even good. And we got good, but it's one of those good that I'll forget about. Nocturne, after I was done with Castlevania, period, any of the seasons, I was still thinking about it, and I rewatched like many moments and episodes. The only moment I rewatched here was the ending and the Richter moment. That's it. But I rewatched so many moments from season 4. I still watch reactions randomly. I'll be like, oh, here's a reaction to season 4 stuff. Ooh, I don't know. Anyway, there you go. That's it. Yeah, yeah. So that's it. Let me know what you would like to see changed. I don't know. And that's it. Bye.